this morning and not going to the golf tournament, maybe, out at Torrey Pines. So glad to see all of you. You know, we have a very strong relationship with Community Resource Center, which is a local charity here, and they have called us to help them restock their pantry. So if you'd like to bring in non-perishable goods, no cans, no baked goods, no anything that like cardboard and stuff, we have a baker's rack in the back. Please plan to support this with us, with Seaside. January 31st, which is this Thursday, the marketing meeting is here at Seaside. If you have expertise, think you have expertise, want to have expertise, please come to the marketing meeting. Now, February 10th. See, I'm going fast. I got a lot. Are you there? Are you with me? On February 10th is the annual vow renewal ceremony. So would bring your wife or partner, and in between services, Reverend Christian performs a service. And I will be out in the family room selling boutonnieres and bouquets because I need a little extra money. So I hope that you'll indulge in that. The couples have a Valentine's Day potluck Friday, February 15th. There's going to be plenty of food, plenty of conversation. So here's the thing, they're playing this game that is, how well do you know your partner? Wouldn't it be fun to be a little mouse in the corner and hear all the answers, kind of like the newlywed game? But please plan to come. This is a dynamic group. Learn how they get together and how they plan to get together for the rest of the year. February 17th, Seaside Sisters Women's Ministry launch and meditation at 1 p.m. And this is something that Callie Sorensen and her core group has put together. And we know how Callie does things. It's absolutely fantastic. So, ladies, mark your calendar. We have an idea that's been milling around, an exciting idea about Seaside having a signature event that we would do each year. And so we need your help to do that. We need your help to even capture God's vision for something like this. There's a meeting on February 10th following second service. So please come. Please share your ideas and catch God's vision for this event that's coming. Classes. It's still time to, how many people, oh, we got the Holmes Institute. How many people decided that they wanted to have some spiritual growth and experience that and might take some classes this year? Okay. Very good. Very good. I like that. Well, it is time to get into Reverend Catherine's self-mastery class. Our class on angels has been postponed, so stay tuned for information. And this Monday, our very own Reverend Tammy and Rick and relationship specialist Zanna Hackett, they're offering a class called Calling in the One. It's an incredible book. Didn't work for me. But it's an incredible class as well. We are so fortunate here to have Dr. Leo Fishback, who has a Wednesday study group that he from 10 to noon. So if you ever want to stop in and see that, that would be the place to go. Today is our annual congregational meeting at 1 p.m. Cafe on Lake is serving lunch so that you will be fed and then come into the meeting. This is the one time that our spiritual family really gets together and shares information. So I invite you to come and experience that. And now I would like to acknowledge our light bearer today, who is Sharon Powell. And now I invite you to stand and greet your neighbor and remain standing.
Please remain standing for our congregational song this morning. We're all singing, I am blessed, I am blessed, I am blessed, along with the Reverend Fran.
One, two.
Here we go.
Blessed when I wake up in the morning and lay my head to rest. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am joy.
I am joy.
I am joy.
I am joy.
I am joy every day in my life.
I am
joy, 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 joy. When I wake up in the morning and lay my head to rest. I am joy. Well, I am joy. All right, Bobby.
I'm on.
Sounding good. Hey, good morning, Seaside. Hey, what a joy it is to be here with you today. I am blessed to be here with all of you. And welcome, Seaside, a spiritual nexus, inspiring you to live your dream, to live your divinity. It is truly a welcoming place wherever you may be on your spiritual path. Know you are welcome here. We have a seat for you. It is an affirming, open spiritual community, and we are glad you have chosen to be here today. And we have a special dynamic group here today. I see the students from the School of Ministry, my future colleagues sitting here, so I just want to say welcome this morning. And their esteemed teacher just happens to be the president of the whole movement. This is Dr. John Waterhouse. Welcome to Seaside, John. Woo! We are glad you are here. That is for sure. Well, I'll tell you what, to take us a little bit deeper this morning is a wonderful spiritual practitioner, Nancy Devaney. Nancy.
Just taking that in breath, if you would join me into the stillness, into the quiet. What a joy it is to be here this morning at Seaside, my family home, my spiritual home. And here at Seaside, my spiritual home, I meet wonderful others, mind, body, spirit, as we are the one, as we feel our love and our compassion to all just rise, walking in the door. And feel that inspiration that takes us out to all others. This is a special moment. And so it is.
The breath of God is breathing me, is resting in the breath of God. I know that all is well. I know that all is well. The love of God is loving me, is resting in the love of God. I know that all is well. Yes, I know that all is well. And the grace of God, and the love of God, and the breath of God, the power of God. Yes, I know that all is well. Yes, I know that all is well.
Thank you, Reverend Fran. That was beautiful. Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Catherine Economo, and it is my honor to welcome you here this morning to Seaside. Here we are a spiritual community. We are a spiritual family supporting each other in this amazing adventure that we call life. Seaside is a place where we open our doors and we create the space to journey together in those days, in those moments of celebration where we see the beauty and we see the joy, and we simply sing from that place of the heart. And we are also a place to come when we hit those more challenging moments of life when we need to see things differently. And so whether it's through the inspiration of our Sunday service or our Wednesday evening, or our classes, or our circles, or even time with our practitioners or ministers, we're here for you. Because we know that as we open to who we have come here to be, and we are the fullest expression of who we truly are, that is where the magic happens. That is where lives are transformed and this world changes. And so that's why we are here today. And so if you are here for the first time, I want to welcome you and let you know that if you will join us in our Welcome Center after service, we have a packet for you. We have a welcome packet. And in that, there's more information about Seaside and the science of mind and all that we believe. And there's actually a gift certificate there for one of Dr. Christian's books. And so I'll invite you to come and talk to us. Say hello. We don't bite. We are friendly. And we are glad you're with us. And just spend some time here because Seaside is an inspirational, a joyous place. And we are so glad you're with us today. One of the other ways that we are coming together as a spiritual family this year is that we are following day by day with Dr. Christian's new book, The Joyous Living Journal. And so our spiritual reading today comes from that. It's entitled Conscious Choice. And so I'll invite you to just close your eyes and take a deep breath and just open to these words. Our quote is from Aristotle. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. How many times have you found yourself standing in front of the refrigerator not knowing what you want to eat? How often have you felt like you didn't know what you wanted in life? Often this is a product of simply being unwilling to actually say what you want. You may worry about whether you want the right thing or what will happen when you finally choose it. You may even become paralyzed between two choices, feeling unable to decide. Yet you cannot live a choiceless life. Even not choosing is a choice. More often, your choices are completely unconscious, made out of the habit of other previous choices. Your job is to become aware of what you are choosing and then decide if that's what you consciously want to choose. Practice consciously choosing. Cultivate the ability and the willingness to choose, and it will become your most valuable habit. And so just breathing even deeper into this space, moving into that heart space, I simply know that this is a moment of the divine expression. For Spirit is all that there is. It is that power, that presence, that truth, that essence that all has been created out of. It is all that exists. And in that, it is love and light and peace and joy and harmony and creation. And so I know it is a truth that I am. It is a truth that each of us is. And we come together in this time, in this unity of being, to honor and celebrate that expression of God as it unfolds as our lives. And so in this day, in every moment, there is no wrong choice. For the infinite rises to support the freedom of who we are. It simply guides and guards and supports each of us in expressing who we have come here to be and bringing forth more of its own essence, its own presence in every experience, in every moment. And so I know that this day truly is a day of light. No matter what is happening outside, I know the sun is shining as each of us, revealing the gifts, revealing the joys and the presence that is God expressed as who we are. And so I'm knowing for anyone who is seeking, anyone who is struggling, that there is peace. For the divine is right there where they are. revealing wholeness and fullness and truth and light, wisdom and guidance and support. And so the grace of God simply moves and breathes itself into being in every moment, in every way, and it is here now. And so with a heart filled with joy and gratitude simply to know God, to bear witness to its expression and its unfoldness, I give thanks. I surrender my word and know all is well, for God is here. And so it is.
Good morning. Thank you. Dr. Catherine, isn't it? I also call you Emma. You know, I do, because I love you so much. Isn't she wonderful, Reverend Catherine? I have the distinct honor of introducing our guest artist today. And, you know, I was trying to think, how did Melissa Suzanne come to us? And I believe it was Dr. Christian seeing Melissa at a Silmar. Or, Catherine, you saw it, but... See, and they said, you know, she looks like Katy Perry. I said, really? Well, then we got to get her. You know, does she sing too? I want to tell you, when she opened her mouth, she was so, not only is she beautiful inside and outside and sings and everything, guess what? I get to tell the news. There's a baby on the way. Not mine, Melissa's. And in July, which is my birthday month. So I have to tell you, buy her CDs, author it for the baby. She's right over there at the musician's table. Please put your hands together for Miss Melissa Suzanne, soon to be mommy Melissa.
I'm going to have you guys singing with me on this song. When I wake up in the morning time and I open up my eyes, I give thanks to the one up in the skies for the blessings in my life. Now life can be crazy and it can be hard to behold the divinity, but the truth that we know down deep inside is that we see what we want to see. To the chorus, in the spirit I am love, in the spirit I am love, in the spirit I am, in the spirit I am, in the spirit I am love. To the B, I am love, I am love. When I'm walking hand in hand with the spirit, I am love. All right, let's get it clapping like this. All right, now we're going to the verse. Now when I lay my head down at night before I go to sleep, I give thanks to the one up in the skies for watching over me. Now it may not seem like everything in my life was created just for me, but the truth that we know down deep inside is that we see what we want to see. 'Cause in the spirit I am love. Sing, in the spirit I am love, in the spirit I am, in the spirit I am, in the spirit I am love. I am love, I am love, I am love. When I'm walking hand in hand with the spirit, I am love. All right, play us something, guys. Keep it clapping like that. Up with me this morning to get that energy going. We're gonna keep it clapping and we're gonna sing in the spirit I am love. Here we go. In the spirit I am love. Let me hear you. In the spirit I am love, in the spirit I am, in the spirit I am, in the spirit I am love. I am love, I am love, I am love. When I'm walking hand in hand with the
that is Melissa Suzanne, Mama. Oh my, congratulations. How fabulous. So I think you're here next on Mother's Day, is it? Whoa, congratulations, both you guys. It takes two, that's for sure. That's what I've been told. How fabulous. Wow, that is great. So let's see. Hey, this morning's message is conscious choice. And I think back to one of the, not first times I got the lesson, but one of the times that stuck with me was when I was in high school hanging out with a bunch of folks and decided we wanted to go to a movie. I said, great, so what movie do you want to go? And, they said, well, I don't care. And another guy said, well, it doesn't matter to me. And the next friend said, well, I kind of go with the flow. And the next person said, whatever, it's just fine. And so an hour later, we're still sitting around in the house and hadn't gone to a movie. And then it came up, so kind of hungry. Let's do dinner. Okay, what do you want for dinner? Well, I don't care. What do you want? Well, it's up to you. Well, it doesn't matter to me. I eat any. And next thing you know, I'd be starving to death if I hadn't decided that it's important to make a conscious choice in life, because you can either starve to death with nothing on your plate, or you get caught up in the collective headlines of what's going on. And those collective headlines are not always the most fun to be involved with, whether it has to do with constriction or sickness or what have you, or you get what's left over. Any like sibling rivalry going on in your upbringing, and it's like the big brother or sister gets all the goodies and you get what's left over. So, conscious choice is an imperative in terms of creating your good. Ernest Holmes says that we live in a realm of infinite possibilities that are forever seeking expression through you. We live in a realm of what? Infinite possibilities. Yeah, you can even have that last part. It's infinite. That is what we have. And so what I've been doing here at Seaside through the month of January is going through the basics of religious science as laid out by Ernest Holmes in his introductory chapters in his book, The Science of Mind, that has become our textbook. And so today I'm on the last or the fourth of the introductory chapters called How to Use It. And he said, we are compelled to do more than to announce a truth, no matter how true it may be. You will only know what it is you can prove through demonstration. And if you can't prove it, it may or may not be true. But if you can prove it, then obviously it is true. So what we want to do is to move from this conceptual concept of these spiritual principles, of these beautiful truth teachings that sound so wonderful. It's done unto you as you believe, but what is it you're actually manifesting is what matters. This is how you use it. You've got to demonstrate it. You can talk about it until the cows come home, but unless you're using it in your life to create what you are consciously choosing, you don't know it. That's when you sign up for classes, sacred circles, and all those other kinds of things that are always offered around here. But it's there for you. And these ideas are not new to Ernest. I mean, Socrates, a couple thousand years before, said, something doesn't emerge from nothing. Right? Conscious choice is that something. That is the mold, it is the space in which you create from. Now, how wonderful it is to create from that high place where you're absolutely in that altered state. But I've also noticed that as we're doing this thing called life, it's like, it's a heartbeat. It's up and down, the highs and lows. And there are sometimes I understand, I've even gone through that, all this spiritual stuff, you create your reality, what it is going on in your life, you've brought it upon you. It's like, is this stuff just a fairy tale? I mean, is this stuff really true? I mean, there are moments in there where I'm just like, am I singing lullabies and putting myself into this hypnotic trance? And you begin to question, and all of a sudden, sometimes you may be at work wondering, man, I got everybody fooled around here. Am I really a fraud? Do I really have the abilities I'm telling people I'm capable of doing out there? And you begin to question, and do I really have the incentive to... the ambition to even get out of my pajamas today. It's like, but what I want us to recognize is that you don't have to have it perfect to contribute, to emerge, to get involved. That vision is the power. Right? You don't put the power into your gift or your vision. It is that vision, that power that brings you, or that vision or that gift is what brings you the power. So what's important is to be conscious of the choice. I'm going to bring this vision forth and I'm going to step into it, even if I don't feel like getting out of my pajamas today. Even if I don't know if this stuff is really true. I'm going to just at least believe this vision and call this forth as to the choice that I'm making in my life, and I'm going to step into it. And what I want you to recognize is that the call is far bigger than the individual. So you ministerial students, you got that? That call is bigger than the individual. It is bigger than that individual power. That power comes through it. And doing your work is an honor. Doing the work is the prayer. Doing the work is the medicine. Doing the work is what stirs that soul to bring forth the manifestation that fills the mold of your conscious choice of how you have said yes to being used by Spirit as you walk through this thing called life. Say yes to that. Yes! Yeah. That's usually graduation time when I say yes to the call. No, next service isn't going to get that part of this talk, I'm sure. I'm just getting caught up with you guys here. I can't wait to be with you in April. Anyway, when you're saying yes to that call and that stirring, that Spirit, things do just happen out of the blue, it appears. These miracles just happen out of the blue. Life can be crazy good. I want you to get that. Life can be crazy good. Are you open to that one? Yeah, life is crazy good for me, and it is happening today and all the time in my life as I begin to say yes and yes and yes to it more and more. It begins to unfold in my life and in my world that is empowering, but I must make the choice to bring forth the presence of God and begin to have the new eyes. That's how it gets to bring forth the good in your world, because sometimes when you hit that lull, and you don't want to choose from the low place, it's better to choose from a high elevated mountaintop, but as you begin to choose from that higher place, you begin to have fresh eyes, and you want to change something in your world. It is the fresh sight that allows originality and creativity to show up in your world and begin to fill the mold, because you don't always know the way in which you're going to get there, but you've got to do the work of that vision that is calling you into your life. There's an old story. You guys have probably heard it, but I'm going to tell it anyways. And it's about an old rural pasture, driving down a country road, passing the farms, one after another. And there's this one that just stands out. It's beautiful. It's pristine. It's not that the farm buildings or the outbuildings are any newer. It's just they're well constructed and they're painted well. And there's a white gravel road up to the house lined with beautiful trees, and the pastures are perfectly tilled, and the cows look great. And as the old preacher gets out of the car and just kind of looks at the beauty there, he sees on a big, bright tractor the farmer bouncing along, and as he gets near the fence, he steps out and says to the farmer, "Boy, this sure is a beautiful farm that you have here. It's just like a diamond that sparkles. God sure has blessed you with a beautiful, beautiful place." And the farmer takes his hat off and takes his bandana and wipes his brow, adjusts himself in the tractor seat. Said, "Yeah, we thank God often, but you should have seen the place when he had it all to himself, See, infinite possibilities. But Spirit needs you to be manifested. And so we've all been given that farm or that plot of land. And I'm not talking about acres. And I'm not talking that plot where you built your house on. I'm talking about we've all been given life. That's the same farm. All the other farms down the road didn't look like that, but it was the same farmland. We have all been given this life. And the choice becomes ours as to what we're going to do with it. And when you are conscious as to being used by the presence of God, of being in service and not having to be perfect to be in service, to contribute, all of a sudden, Spirit sees the invitation and begins to move through you. And it begins to unfold itself. But what you must do in your life is that when you hit those lulls or those down times, or when the energy is not there or the mistakes have happened, and here's the key, here's a take home, is that you don't focus in on what it is you have lost in your life. You don't focus in on what is not working. What you want to do is to be able to see that vision and change that story, wipe the slate clean, and not be the perpetuator of that which you've lost. You know what? We've all lost in our life, and it hurts. So I'm going to stay stuck in my story, whether I'm dealing with finances or body or relationship, or am I going to allow this moment to be a place where something new, because I'm bringing fresh eyes to create a new choice in my world and not go down that road of perpetuating the story of woe is me kind of thing. I'm going to change the story. There are a couple guys, they're in boot camp, basic training. And it's getting near the end of their training. The two buddies, they were talking to each other. And one of them was worried. He said to his friend, anxiety, the worries kicking in, and I'm afraid that we're going to get deployed and have to go overseas, go to the desert. And his friend said, well, you don't need to worry. The guy says, why? Why? How do you not worry? He said, well, it's pretty simple. I figure basically I got a 50-50 chance of being deployed. And if I am not deployed, then why would I have worried? And if I am deployed, well, I figure I got a 50-50 chance of seeing action. And if don't see action, why should I have worried about it? And if I see action, well, I figure there's a 50-50 chance of getting shot. And he said, if I'm not shot, then it didn't matter. I didn't need to worry. And if I do get shot, well, 50-50 chance of being killed. And if I'm not killed, then what does it matter? And if I am killed, well, there's no one left to worry about anything here. How is it that you begin to twist things in your world, the story that you begin to speak and you begin to see? You are at conscious choice in your life as to how you're going to deal with the same situation. Am I going to be deployed? One, young philosopher, no problem. Other, freaked out. It doesn't matter to God or to life or this impersonal expression. It is infinite and it's going to show up, and it's going to show up at the level in which you choose it's going to show up in your life and in your world. It's how it works. And so, this fog we had yesterday, did you guys see that? I don't know the last time I've seen that during the day. I thought I was in the mountains. But I read a statistic, and I don't know who figures these things out, but it said that a thick, dense fog bank of 100 feet thick, 7 city blocks wide, if was all condensed, would fit as water into one drinking glass of water. 7 city blocks, 100 feet thick, would fit into one glass of water. That's what fear and worry will do to you. It will blanket you and think this is horrible, when the truth is you can deal with it in one hand. What choice are you? I can't see, this is terrible, it's the end of the world. Or am I going to say, I can deal with it? See, Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science, he tells us how to work with this. In this chapter on how to use it, I was rereading. I keep my mom's textbook on my desk, and it's I've never actually brought it here on a Sunday morning, but it's interesting. I pick it up. I can always feel her, and she was a fabulous practitioner. She was like a practitioner to the stars. She would see literally 40 people a week, and she did that for 30 straight years. So I'm a firm believer in the practitioner one-on-one work, and I encourage it here at Seaside and everywhere to have like a spiritual coach, spiritual counselor that assists you to see through the fog. But from this chapter, it was interesting looking at it. She delineated 3 distinct things. She wrote 1, 2, 3 next to how to use it. And so what she identified here, and it's Ernest's words, and she didn't make it up, but she said, 1, it must flow through you in order for it to manifest for you. 2, by conscious thinking, we give it conscious direction. And it consciously or unconsciously responds to our advance along the line of our conscious or subjective direction. We give it. And 3, we can use it correctly only when we understand its use and use it according to its nature. And then Ernest goes on to talk about that, if you use it, if you don't believe it works, well, it still works by not working for you. And that is how you use it. Ernest talks about a spiritual mind treatment, which is a way, he calls it as a conscious entity in the realm, in the mental realm. A spiritual mind treatment is our way of saying prayer. As one goes to a medical practitioner for a medical treatment, one goes to a spiritual practitioner for a spiritual treatment, or we deal in the realm of mind. It's a spiritual mind treatment. And there's 5 distinct steps to our prayer. This is how you can use it. And Dr. Orrin Moen laid it out in the 60s for it. You got in your foundation classes document that came out of Department of Education, laying out the 5 steps based on his book, The Mirror of the Mind. First, you got to have a purpose for your prayer. And then the first step is to recognize spirit. Like, that's pretty obvious. If you know how you use this, first thing you do is you recognize spirit, that infinite, it's everything. It is that first cause, all originating, first cause, first breath. It's infinite, it's everything. That first step you recognize it, and if it's everything, then I am of that. I'm not all of it, but all that I am is of it if it's infinite, so I unify with it. So I recognize and I unify, and then I am like spirit speaking. Not like, I am Spirit speaking. Now, some places would call that blasphemy. Others would burn me at the stake. But think about it logically. If Spirit's everything, then I have to be that. And so I want to get myself to the place where I am in that place of spiritual realization, speaking as Spirit speaks. And if Spirit spoke the truth for you, how would you feel? Pretty darn good. That's called gratitude. 4th step, thank you that this is so. It's so. It is. And you let it go. You don't keep digging the seed up to see if it's growing. Otherwise, you kill it. You let it go. And that's what we do with this entity in the realm of the mental realm. We plant this seed, and it responds. You make this conscious choice. You speak your word with an authority, and life responds. There is a law that says, yes, this is how you use it. What kind of conscious choice or seeds are you putting forth in your prayer requests? Because this earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. At least that's what the Bible says. And all the Father has is yours, is what you're saying. And so if your world has dried up and your farm is looking pathetic, it's not because God is no longer full and dried up. It's because the choices that I am making are showing up like this, which is great evidence to me as to where my alignment is, and I may need to shift that a little bit and realize, okay, there was one of those down beats. It's not bad. I'm going to catch it. Gracie Allen had this great line. She saved it till after she passed, but it said that George Burns went to her desk, and on the pile of all of her stuff was an envelope addressed to him, and he opened it up and said, George, never put a period where God puts a comma. So your life is down. It's not the end. It's the comma before it goes up again. I have been given choice to do with this farm or this land or my life. And I'm going to be conscious about my choice as to what it is I'm creating. I'm not a victim to walking in this world. This world is a reflection of my consciousness, and the vision that I have is far greater even than this individual's choice. I'm going to be in alignment with that. And I'm going to live in this realm of infinite possibilities, forever seeking in my life. And I don't know about you, but I've had a few possibilities in my life and world that I've gotten very excited about, and they didn't happen. It's like, they didn't happen. And it's like, oh, this is terrible. What's life trying to tell me? Do I need to go bankroll an energy worker in North County here to get rid of that juju? Or maybe it's my parents screwed me up. It's their fault that it's now showing up in my life. Or whatever it is. I got to tell you this thing about possibilities. Imagine a life without possibilities. Yuck! Possibilities are like the medicine. It's the good. It gets you excited. And so what if it doesn't unfold? If it got me from there to here, excited and juiced and ready to go, I begin to open up to the other possibilities that exist for me. I can tell you when early 90s, Seaside was in Del Mar. We took the board out to this 20-acre parcel overlooking Carmel Valley. It was gorgeous. It was in the middle of another real estate recession. We could have got it for almost nothing and had somebody say, Christian, it is going to take more than a year to get the zoning and conditional use permit. It's going to probably more than $50,000. And so we didn't go for it. And I still, real estate's one of those things I look back upon. I should have done. But that possibility went away. But it led me to when this place opened up, and they said, you know what, Christian, you're going to take time to change the zoning here. You know, it may take a year or two. It may take 50 or 100,000. It's like, no problem. We're in there this time. And I'm in there for the long haul. That possibility led me to a place that changed something inside me. Possibilities are what are giving you the ability to see that there's something more. And even if that one doesn't work out, if it moves you to thinking something may happen, it could just be that which is assisting you to believe something could happen in your life for greater good. We live in a realm of infinite possibilities, and doesn't mean all of them are supposed to come about. They serve their purpose. I can remember when I left Hawaii, here not even a year, I aching to go back. There was a big church, other branch of religious science opening up, and I wanted to go there. They wanted me. It was a done deal. And but something happened, and I didn't end up going there, and I was devastated. But only after I pursued that possibility was I willing to say yes to candidate to this little 25-person place in Solana Beach on Cedros called the Seaside Center, that I was open and available. And the magic happened in my life, in my world. We've got the wonder that is Seaside. I got a beautiful wife out of that and a child. It's like amazing, you know, the things that happen. So if you can change your story from loss to, okay, what is seeking to emerge here? I'm going to bring fresh eyes because I'm consciously creating my greater good in this moment and in my world, and I'm going to step into that. I am on a dynamic journey, and it's not just about one destination spot. It is a dynamic journey that has many great spots along the way with possibilities, manifestations, heartaches, and you know what? My story is God is expressing in ways that are grand and glorious, and I am open to whatever is next for me. There was this wonderful minister by the name of Dr. Dan Morgan. He said, when you're too big to learn, you're as big as you'll ever be. And so what I want to be is open and receptive to what Spirit has that is beyond my limited awareness. And that I am available for the dynamic of life. That life is alive, and that I am willing to be in the moment for life and for Spirit and what that looks like. And it doesn't have to be what it is I want and I want to contain. I walk along the beach and the sand is so good I want to put it in my pockets and take it home. The waves, endless waves, if I could put them in my swimming pool, I'd be really happy. You know, the shells I stuff in my pocket. But I can't take home that which is infinite. And it's not about having, okay, the evidence, look at the infinite ocean. I can't take the ocean. And when I come to realize more and more, it is about the experience of the infinite. It's about experiencing the presence of God in those areas that turn me on and that are wonderful. Because the nature of God, of life, of that first breath, call it what you want, this order of this universe in which we live, its nature is one of givingness. It is one of giving and giving. It is this love. Giving is love. It is constantly giving. And if my life is not reflecting it, if I am not in the right mood, or if I don't have the right view, it doesn't affect the nature of Spirit one little bit. It is still infinite, it is still giving, it is still ever available, just waiting my conscious alignment and conscious choice. So I encourage us, or I challenge us to be a recipient to God's grace, and let your world be a demonstration for all to see the wonderful, beautiful expression of God made manifest. God bless us. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring back Melissa Suzanne.
You guys will recognize this song. It's called Waiting on the World to Change, but we're going to sing Let's Stop Waiting and Let's Be the Change. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. we're all misunderstood. They say we stand for nothing and there's no way we ever could. But we see everything that's going on in the world with those who lead it. Some just feel like they don't have the means to rise above and beat it. But let's stop waiting, yeah, and let's be the change. We got to stop waiting, yeah, and let's be the change. It's hard to beat the system when you're standing at a distance. So let's stop waiting, oh yeah, and let's be the change. Now if we had the power to bring our neighbors home from war, they would have never missed a Christmas, no more ribbons on their door. But when you trust your television, what you get is what you got. 'Cause when they own the information, oh, they can bend it all they want. So let's stop waiting, yeah, sing it with me, and let's be the change. We got to stop waiting, oh yeah, and let's be the change. 'Cause it's not that we don't care, some just feel that the fight ain't fair. So let's stop waiting, oh yeah, and let's be the change. Together, stop waiting, yeah, let me hear you, and be the change. We got to stop waiting, yeah, and let's be the change. Again, we stop waiting, yeah, and let's be the change. We got to stop waiting, yeah, and let's be, just be the change. Let's be the change. Let's be the change. Let's be the change. Be the change. Thank you.
Hey.
Woo! And how about a nice round of applause for the band? Thank you, guys.
And that's Melissa Suzanne. Thank you. Be that change for sure. Hey, this is the time of our service where we have the opportunity to unite together in our givingness and know that you get to be the activity that God is having in your life. You get to decide by your action to the level in which Spirit manifests in your world. And so as you give, it comes back. But it's not why you give, but rather it's an expression of your consciousness as a statement of where you are. And as you continue to support Spirit in your life, what you'll come to experience is Spirit supporting its expression as your life. You cannot outgive God. But I got to tell you, your givingness assists Seaside to continue to do what it is we're doing. It continues to create the space because we operate within a community that requires us to financially exchange what it is it gives us to be here. And so I invite you to listen to your heart, to listen to your soul and your spirit, and say yes to that which wants to move through you. Consciously choose to plant that seed of abundance and watch it flourish. So with that, I want to invite our ushers to come forward as we take our gift from that heart place. I want to say thank you to this crew, and thank you to those that mail in your contributions when you cannot be here, and thank you to those that participate in the auto tithe program, that regular systematic support from your world into Seasides. And I offer this prayer of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing that the blessing of the divine moves right here, right now, in ever-expanding ways. For the expanding good of God has its demonstrating expression as our very life. We live as that movement of God within this world at the level of our conscious choice. And so what I know right now is that each of us lives in this infinite sea of possibilities, this inexhaustible reservoir that is forever seeking those avenues and those conduits of expression. And each of us in this moment expands and widens and yields to that abundant flow of life, knowing and experiencing a security and a peace that comes from being in that wonderful circulation. So I say thank you, not to anyone. It's just this state of grace and appreciation that I live in the abundant universe that is made manifest here and now, that I let go and allow Spirit to have its way. And so it is. Amen. And let us say together our affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. Right. Hey, and just feeling the joy of the abundant flow of music and good and financial contribution. I know truly that the energetic expression that is this community is one of that affluent flow of life, and the abundance of God is made manifest here, and that the Seaside Center for Spiritual Living continues to be a thriving, expanding, giving spiritual community. So grateful for the good that has blessed all of our lives, and together we are good stewards in its blessing in ever greater ways, and we send this forth in love, and so it is. Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. Thank you guys for the abundance. Band, fabulous. Nice job. Just love you. You're terrific. Speaking of great jobs in music, my goodness, Melissa Suzanne, thank you so much for driving down here this morning with your hubby and sharing this day with us. And Reverend Fran, for your artistic expression, always at Seaside. It graces us all. Reverend Catherine, always a joy to share Sunday mornings. You bring so much to us all the time. And giving us sound today is Ed. Giving us visuals is Marv. Nice job, guys. And know that there's CDs available right after the service. And doing the podcasting, the live streaming today is Annette Swanton. So thank you for sending that out to the world. And hello to all those at home watching what's going on. We love you. And lots going on at Seaside. Always take a look at the Sunday program, see the classes that are coming up. Calling in the One with Reverend Tammy is going on starting Monday night. But the big news today is our annual congregational meeting, or our report to the membership. And it is just, we're always communicating, whether it is through benefactors breakfast or town hall meetings. But this is like the annual official one. So you get to hear where we are in our bond acquisition and the shifting of the mortgage to bonds, and vote in the new trustee. So we have lunch available. So plan to come on back, dine with us, and be part of the annual meeting. But what I'd like to do right now is pray, because healing is the thrust of our movement since our conception. And I want to invite any of our religious science practitioners that are here to please stand, and just invite you to feel that. But we have a special day today because the president of our movement is here, and that is Dr. John Waterhouse. And would you lead us, why don't you do a spiritual mind treatment? Come on up here. I'll give you a microphone. And this is the big honcho within our movement. He is the guy from the East Coast who oversees our movement. And it's a joy for you to be here to share with our students, and hope we see you back at graduation.
Thank you, Christian.
Yes.
Before I do that, I just want to say one thing, what an honor it is to serve as the president of this movement. And I want you to know that my greatest model in doing my work the best that I can is the last president of United Church of Religious Science. Thank you for being in my life.
This is my joy. Absolutely.
So what I know is that God is all there is. Right here, right now, everywhere, always. That magnificent presence dwells in, through, and as all things. It is opulent. It is elegant. It is forever. And as much as I know that that dwells in through everyone who hears my voice today, I know that it dwells in through and as me as well. Therefore, my word in this moment is the word of God. And I consciously say and know this truth for this beloved community, Seaside Center for Spiritual Living. I know that it is abundant, it is prosperous, it is serving the highest needs, the spiritual calling of touching the hearts and lives of all who call it their spiritual home and far beyond. I know this place is sacred ground, and I declare and decree right here and right now that only good can come to and move through this community. For the presence of God is revealed right here. So I know now as we go off to do whatever is next to do that there is something that forever dwells within us, remembering this time together. For there shall never be another time just like this. Thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you for this wonderful journey of awakening and for this place where it can happen. Yes. And with that affirming, yes, I simply let this be the truth in my life and the life of all who are here. It's all good because it's still and will always be all God. And so it is.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I did not know the love of God who was ahead. But now I can say, if you are discouraged and trying to make it through just one more day, you got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what we have to say. Come on! I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know there's no more struggle, no more strife. With my face I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know there's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Now, Seaside, y'all take one. And I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. My heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know there's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Sounded good. Hey, and before our affirmation, I'll invite any of our religious science practitioners to stand up here because it is the fourth Sunday. It is our prayer wall Sunday, and they are available to you after the service for a personal prayer. So come up, take advantage, and see how good it is to have a personal prayer. But our affirmation is, I am comfortable and confident making choices in my life for myself. Together, I am comfortable and confident making choices in my life for myself. One more time. I am comfortable and confident making choices in my life for myself. And our song of grace.
I'm living in love. I'm living in peace. I'm living my life for what I believe. Through joys and through fears, in this world I walk. God's grace shines on me. Well, it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor all truth as together we walk. God's grace moves through me and it moves through us all. We are living in grace. 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 Amen, amen.
So it is. Hey, come on up for prayer. It's on the house. It's a gift from the practitioners. It feels so good.